Welcome back to decentraLIVE, your guiding light through the confusion and darkness of the crypto and blockchain realm. I'm Owen McCall.
And I'm Tracy Traxler. Now today, we'll be looking at the main drivers behind the great crypto thaw of 2019, exploring luxury on the blockchain, discussing the future of crypto in post-Brexit Britain, and much, much more.
But first, fasten your seatbelts as we blast through the stories that made the headlines over the last few weeks. Here's your month in review. Facebook forging ahead with the creation of its own crypto asset, reportedly looking to source some outside venture capital funding for the project, which could allow for Facebook's 2.5 billion strong user base to send and receive funds via the Facebook-owned WhatsApp messaging platform. Facebook is calling the scheme the Libra project, and it's looking like Zuckerberg and friends will be going the stablecoin route, will opt to collateralize with fiat currencies. The World Bank partnering up with the International Monetary Fund to create a blockchain token reward system for staff members as a way to explore distributed ledger technology. It's called the Learning Coin. And whether this development is a positive step for crypto tech or rather Satoshi's dystopian nightmare come true, well, that's up for you to decide. Now, what do Harvard, Yale, Stanford, and Dartmouth have in common? Besides being the antithesis of an affordable post-secondary education, all of them have invested some of their generous endowments into crypto funds. Now, we're not talking nickels and dimes here. This is some big league action. Harvard's endowment alone stood at $39.2 billion last year. Of course, not all of this was invested in crypto. However, the portion earmarked for this purpose is reportedly a significant amount. From investments to donations, Julian Assange, founder of WikiLeaks and recent finalist in the Starving Santa Claus look-alike competition, received nearly $20,000 in Bitcoin donations in the 24 hours following his eviction from the Ecuadorian embassy in London. This sum is, of course, peanuts in comparison to the estimated 2.2 million in Bitcoin that the WikiLeaks Foundation has received in donations over the last few years.
Sure, but 20,000 is still pretty decent.
Yeah, it's decent. I mean, that's like, what, 15 cigarettes in prison currency? Let's see how long that lasts.
That math checks out. Now let's check in on some real-world financials. Here's your crypto markets.
On the screen for you there, market cap and trading volume over the last 7 days. Market cap on top, 24-hour trading volume below. So what do we got? We got a dip on Monday, the 6th, moving up yesterday a little bit and then tapering off again today. No doubt possibly influenced by the Binance hack, where they froze actually trading and fund retrieval for a lot of accounts. Moving on now to the top 5 cryptocurrencies. There they are. Roses are red, and unfortunately, so are the crypto markets. Overnight movement from Bitcoin down 1.06%. Current valuation just under 5,878. Ethereum down nearly 4% overnight, sitting at around $170 US. XRP just under 2% drop overnight at $0.299 US. Bitcoin Cash down 3.5% nearly, sitting at $284.4. And finally, Litecoin down 3.65%, currently sitting at $74 and change. Now, it looks like the bulls are back in town, maybe kind of, sort of, notwithstanding last night's movements. Either way, the crypto thaw is upon us, and we're seeing that reflected in the markets. The big question, why the rebound?
I think everyone deserves a little love after a hard breakup.
Speaking of love, I had the absolute pleasure of sitting down with Nicholas Merton, the man behind the Data Dash YouTube channel. He had this to say.
You know, we've been kind of going in a consolidation or sideways period for cryptocurrencies for a long time. And as much as I'm not on the trail of thinking that we've hit a bull market just yet, we started to see some proof that institutional pressure is kicking in at these levels. And what I mean by that is that we're starting to see buyers come in on over-the-counter markets or OTC markets. So in Asia, there's a lot of demand to buy large sums of Bitcoin. This is not on traditional exchanges that people are used to, like, you know, Coinbase, Binance, things of that sort. They're buying large sums in bulk, peer-to-peer actually in a sense, through a middle party. And when there's enough buy-side pressure and there's not enough sell-side in that sense, enough people willing to sell their Bitcoin, people start applying that pressure on the open spot market if they really need to get it at those levels and prices. So I think what you saw was a combination of that, as well as algorithms that are trading in this market, buying up at these levels, seeing a good risk to reward profile, but a mixture of things. It seems like the risk-taking is coming back a little bit. Not sure if we're there just yet for the full bull market.
Some institutional pressure mixed with an influx of peer-to-peer trading in a big way, and a bull market around the corner. Fingers crossed on that one. At the very least, we're seeing the case being made quite clearly for Bitcoin as a store of value. What about crypto use on the daily? Now, Bitcoin itself not necessarily optimized for use in microtransactions without the use of lightning networks and the like. Nonetheless, we're seeing a steady stream of companies saying all aboard the crypto train.
Exactly. In fact, just last week we saw yet another industry take that very important first step down the yellow block road. The Swiss hospitality industry is globally recognized as a hub for luxury, with 5-star hotels dotting some of the most beautiful landscapes in Europe. On May 1st, the Dolder Grand, one of Switzerland's most renowned luxury hotels, began accepting Bitcoin payments via the mobile application InaPay. The app was developed by the Swiss IT consulting company Inacta AG and utilizes Bitcoin Swiss as the official payment processor. Now, what prompted the hotel to accept Bitcoin payments? According to Dolder's director of finance, André Meyer, it just made sense. He explained that because they, quote, believe cryptocurrencies are here to stay, it only seems natural to offer more choices in the payment process. Now, as I already mentioned, the Dolder officially started accepting Bitcoin payments at the beginning of the month, but has also already set its sights on integrating additional cryptocurrencies, including Ether, in the near future. Of course, applications like InaPay are essential stepping stones on the road towards large-scale crypto adoption. And it's great to see a respected name like the Dolder Grand step up to lead the hotel industry into the age of blockchain. Let's see if others follow suit. In any case, with this move, Dolder joins the ranks of Digitec Galaxus and other companies that have embraced cryptocurrency payments via intermediaries.
It's awesome you can pay in crypto, still doesn't mean I can afford a room.
Not to worry, I'm pretty sure the public bus gets fairly close to the property line, so maybe if you stick your head out the window, you'll be able to catch a glimpse of the building because it's gorgeous.
First of all, the idea that I'd be caught dead on public transit. See the suit? Now, beautiful architecture and high prices sounds a little bit like London to me. And with Brexit on the horizon, who knows, maybe a little bit of Dolder-esque crypto adoption in jolly old England. We caught up with our correspondent Lucia for the story. Check it out.
No matter what the ultimate outcome of Brexit is, the British public should at the very least be prepared for some level of economic uncertainty. Might this be an opportunity to further the adoption of cryptocurrency in the mainstream? I'm Lucia France here for decentraLIVE, and we're on the streets of London to find out. Got Brexit coming up on the horizon. Do you think this is going to mean that people invest more of their money in cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin?
For me, I think yes. It's because of the pound value. It for 10 or 15 years, it might go down because it will take time to get up again once until and unless Britain gets stable, So I think people will invest more in the Bitcoins rather than just going for currency which are using by Britain, I say.
They might do. It's possible. Even though it's going to be popular for some people, it might be an option. I think a lot of people wouldn't. They're going to sort of stick the money under the mattress like normal.
Well, it might make a few people go to cryptocurrencies, gold and anything else that they can get their hands on, antiques, anything that holds value. But whether or not ordinary people will, I shouldn't think so.
Probably less, to be fair. I mean, it's a risky business and it's a risky industry. So I think in terms of the way it's going, the way the market could go, people want to keep onto it. I'll put it in the banks they know and trust.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Any more thoughts on Brexit?
It's brilliant. Keep going. It's good for what we do, which is good.
If it was up to you, would you rather have the UK adopt the euro or Bitcoin as a national currency?
Euro.
And why is that?
I don't trust Bitcoin. It's a virtual thing. I like something I can actually, there's at least some central bank, there's some regulation. There's no regulation whatsoever with Bitcoin.
Well, I think the cryptocurrency is much safer than the euro. Yeah, because where the eurozone is not really stable, and as you see, the chaos all around the Europe already.
Well, people will move to whatever currency is actually stable. So it's that at the time of a crisis, people move to the stablest currency.
I think we're stronger on our own with the pound rather than adopting the euro.
Would you ever buy Bitcoin or cryptocurrency like that? Would you invest any of your money in that?
I don't know anything about it, so no, it's a risk, so no.
No, I've got some monopoly money stashed somewhere, but other than that, to be honest, no.
No, I don't.
And will you be investing anytime soon?
Not soon.
No, no.
Quite a lot about it. I've seen quite a lot, but I'm still thinking. Could be one day I might invest. Yeah.
Not at the moment, I don't think. No particular reason other than it seems to be still fluctuating and the rules are not quite sorted out.
It seems very, very up and down. So it's not something I would really put any money into if I had a lot of money to invest.
Now, Now, it's not all tea and crumpets in Venezuela, but you knew that already. Now, though violence and mayhem have reportedly reached a fever pitch in the South American country, an interesting use case for cryptocurrency has emerged as citizens are turning to digital assets to facilitate economic participation, as the national fiat currency, the Bolivar, has fallen victim to truly incredible rates of inflation, rendering it nearly useless. Now, cryptocurrency Dash has reported some serious use by Venezuelan citizens in both a peer-to-peer value transfer capacity through an SMS mobile app and as a method of payment, as nearly 3,000 merchants are said to accept Dash for goods and services in Venezuela, including notably Church's Chicken. Turns out not even crumbling infrastructure can stop the march of delicious fried chicken from plate to mouth. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Now, hashtag airdrop Venezuela, the crypto-fueled philanthropic brainchild of American Steve Hanke, a professor of economics at the Johns Hopkins Institute and chief advisor to former Venezuelan president Rafael Caldero during the mid-90s. The project is en route to collect over 1 million in crypto donations and looks to disseminate funds directly to a pool of 100,000 Venezuelans. The ultimate goal of the program, of course, to provide funds to residents of the country, though the provision of educational material covering cryptocurrencies, wallets, storage solutions, and other related technologies is another major aim. Hey, Tracy, do you remember the Petro, Venezuela's crypto-backed cryptocurrency?
Yeah, sure. Introduced by Maduro last summer, right? Also pretty much immediately labeled a scam.
Yeah, that one. Turns out maybe not just a scam. It looks like there's a little bit of legitimate use in the country. We've seen some state-backed exchanges pop up, and it looks like the Petro is trading at around $30 or $40 US.
Okay, interesting development. Speaking of development, let's turn our attention to crypto use in developing countries. Now, time for a quick history crash course. When the African continent began the slow process of decolonization in the late 1950s and 60s, the young states were left to adjust to an existing infrastructure that had largely been based on European models, and thus often failed to cater to local needs. Unsurprisingly, states soon found that this misalignment made the delivery, of social, financial, and state services incredibly challenging. For example, since the dawn of the continent's post-colonial chapter, traditional banking structures have consistently proven problematic for a big portion of the African population. This is in part due to the fact that these financial structures are generally better suited for large urbanized environments, rather than developing states where a majority of the population resides in rural areas and makes frequent use of cross-border remittances. It should come as no surprise, therefore, that bank account ownership in developing countries hovers at around 60%, and in most parts of sub-Saharan Africa, that number consistently falls below 50%. This is due to a number of reasons, including the small size of national markets, a lack of financial literacy, low income levels, political instability, and weak judicial systems, all of which have contributed to a constrained African banking system. And yet, banks have continued to rely on traditional banking models of branch networks and expensive technology. Now, as a result, people in developing states are increasingly turning to alternative solutions in order to make money transfers, pay bills, and manage their savings. Some of the most popular peer-to-peer financial transaction platforms come in the form of mobile money applications offered by mobile network operators. Now, businesses too tend to rely on credit unions instead of banks. For example, savings and credit cooperative organizations, or SACCOs, are owned, governed, and managed by members and rely on a trust-based mechanism that does not require members to provide documentation or collateral to apply for loans and accounts.
SACCOs, eh? So it's micro-level, community-based loans with no documentation, no collateralization. A little bit of, hey, it's my cousin Tony. He's a good guy. That's all you need.
Yeah, pretty much. And the thing is that has been balanced out with high interest rate fees. Now, saving and credit co-ops have become particularly important for entrepreneurs in places like Uganda, where micro, small, and medium enterprises account for about 90% of the nation's businesses. MSME owners often struggle to afford the fees associated with opening and maintaining a bank account, and the low number of bank branches often subjects account owners to high travel costs, long wait times, and intimidating bureaucratic processes. Now, while impact investing from the traditional financial sector may help address some of these issues, local and international interest has started to embrace blockchain-based solutions as a means to create a financial system that expands coverage and adapts to the needs of both individuals and MSMEs. But blockchain's potential within developing states extends far beyond the financial sector. In fact, governments, private investors, and NGOs are already actively looking to harvest this potential, and numerous projects have sprung up in recent months. Back in September of last year, the United Nations announced that it had teamed up with Binance's Blockchain Charity Foundation, BCF, as part of a joint initiative dedicated to exploring blockchain-based solutions for the developing world. Meanwhile, as a follow-up to his solar energy project, Akon Lighting Africa, Grammy-nominated artist and philanthropist Akon announced a new initiative back in 2018 that essentially aims to build a real-life Wakanda based on a cryptocurrency called Acoin. Located in Senegal, Akon's proposed crypto city would utilize a suite of blockchain-based apps within the Akon ecosystem to stimulate and support youth entrepreneurship, economic stability, and growth across Africa.
So he went ahead and named the coin after himself.
Well, you know what they say about rappers and humility.
That's true. I'm still holding out for 50-cent stablecoin. This stuff writes itself. 50, you're a businessman. Get it moving, man.
Now, a bit closer to home, Switzerland's first blockchain charity, the Perini Foundation, leverages blockchain technology to promote nature conservation as well as social inclusion and economic development. We sat down with Perini's CTO and Chief Innovation Manager, Tony Caradonna, to discuss the foundation's work and the value of blockchain technology for developing countries.
There's a lot of projects out there for banking the unbanked. So one of the solutions that we have a browser-based access to stable tokens so that the diaspora can buy directly stuff there. So you have direct transfer, that's one thing. But you can also pay for water, that's a very powerful thing. You can also pay for solar power, and that doesn't help if there's not enough solar power plants. So we have partners on the ground that have been working there for years. We have technoparks on the ground actually building the solar power tools on the ground with people on the ground so that they, basically enable them to have access to technology.
So it could be that actually an unbanked population in Africa is dealing with blockchain-based energy providers before the West is. Maybe.
Absolutely. I mean, see what happens with the telecommunication technology. Same thing happened. They didn't, pull lines. They went straight.
Right?
And I think, and that's a good thing, like if you have a pain, you can do the change. And so they actually, they are hungry for solutions, and the solutions are there.
So to sum up, while developing nations have the potential to progress, they often lack the infrastructure and technology necessary to fuel their economic development. However, it looks like blockchain could change that.
Speaking of change, we want to put some cash in your pockets. We're back in London to find out how much the average person on the street knows about Bitcoin and crypto. Check it out.
We've created a little quiz where every correct answer wins you a £5 cash in hand. Let's go. What is the technology that cryptocurrencies are built on? Is it A, Chainlink, B, Bedrock, or C, blockchain?
Let's just try the B.
Should we try blockchain? Yeah. Let's try it. Sounds vaguely real.
C, blockchain.
Well done, sir. £5 to you. What is the technology that cryptocurrencies are built on? It's multiple choice. I will give you A, B, or C. They got it even before I get demanded. You just check, show the camera that's a real £5 note. Who is credited as the inventor of Bitcoin? Is it A, Satoshi Nakamoto, B, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or C, Yoshi Arigato?
The first one. Can't pronounce it, but it's the first one.
So,
A, yeah, go for A.
Okay, are you
First
sure?
one, I'm sure.
100%?
No. There we go.
Should we tell her we're currency traders at this point?
I think B.
I'm afraid not. It's A. It's Satoshi. I can't say his name. Satoshi Nakamoto.
We go for B again.
Right.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. It's not B.
Oh.
I think it's A.
Yeah.
I think it's A because Yoshi sounds like something you made up because it means thank you in Japanese. So I would say
And The Rock is an actor. Yeah. So
Let's
we
say
say
A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone
we agree.
agreed?
First one.
A. Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah.
That's right. You win.
Yeah.
Another £5. Amazing.
Sweet.
We're stacking it up now. Not an actor. Not an actor. A genuine real person.
C?
No, A. No, A.
You changed your mind just in time there. What was the first item ever bought with cryptocurrency? Was it A, Pokemon cards, B, a pizza, or C, a computer?
B?
Oh, yes. No idea.
Pokemon.
Should we go with Pokemon? Pokemon's popular. Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Let's go. For
Okay.
pizza then.
Let's go for pizza.
Yeah.
Feeling hungry?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you can go and buy your very own pizza.
I think I heard about. I think it's some food, but
It's a difficult thing to buy. I guess who would accept Bitcoins?
They'll decide in a minute.
Yes.
I'll just wait for these guys.
Yeah, Pokemon.
Okay, you're going to go for A. I'm so sorry, guys. It was a pizza. Your first instinct was correct.
I have no idea. It's probably pizza. I don't know. Yeah, let's go.
Going for A. Pokemon cards. I'm afraid it was a pizza.
Was it? Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry. Everyone needs to eat. Where is the crypto valley? Is it A, in Zug, Switzerland? B, in St. Petersburg, Russia? Or C, San Diego, USA?
Sounds A, is it?
San Diego.
Yeah.
I would say C, San Diego. No, I'm guessing I'm wrong. See, I know absolutely nothing about this.
It's your final answer. A, Switzerland. You win another £5. How do you feel now? Do you happy with your answers?
I thought you were going to ask us about climate change. I know loads about that. B? Or no, C.
See, I'm afraid it's neither of those. It's A, it's in Switzerland.
Let's try San Diego.
Try San Diego.
I'm afraid no.
I'm sorry, guys. It's Zug in Switzerland. But you got 1 out of 4 questions, which is a quarter right. Where are you going to spend your money?
We're just going to sit down and have coffee and cake.
Just the one, though.
Yeah.
Not bad, London. A couple of currency traders in the mix. Interesting stuff.
I do have a question, though. Do the people that believe Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson invented Bitcoin also believe that the Fast and Furious movies is a series of documentaries?
All right, first of all, that series is a national treasure, international even. And secondly, don't know why you're questioning the intellectual capacity of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He for sure could have done. You know what? That's it. I'm done. Show's over. Call
Well,
it.
the show is literally finished anyway.
All right, let's sign off then. Hey, thanks so much for watching, and make sure to keep it locked to decentraLIVE for everything you need to know in the crypto and blockchain space.
And make sure to check us out on social media for updates and exclusives from behind the scenes.
We'll see you again next time.